Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, the Eaton Squad. So on today's video is some good news for non-OFWs and OFWs. Details coming right up. So the good news is to all our kababayans who are OFWs and non-OFWs entering Cebu province. The governor of Cebu just signed an executive order abolishing the 7 days mandatory quarantine upon arrival in Cebu. She had signed an executive order that this will be removed and replaced with new protocol. And that is what we are going to be talking about today on this video. Governor Gwendolyn Garcia signed tonight Executive Order number 17 that defines the protocols for repatriated Overseas Filipino Workers or OFWs and returning non-OFWs traveling to the province of Cebu. They shall no longer be required to undergo mandatory quarantine unless their RT-PCR test result turns out positive. So it clearly stated that it defines the 7 days mandatory quarantine protocol that was imposed by the Philippine government that started last February 1. Now, the governor of Cebu City has signed an executive order abolishing this mandatory quarantine, and you will only have to go through quarantine if your RT-PCR test result turns out positive. So what does Cebu requires to all inbound passengers for OFWs and non-OFWs entering Cebu province? So here are the requirements that they only need for inbound passengers to Cebu City coming from abroad for OFWs and non-OFWs. Number 1, accomplish the online Mactan Cebu International Airport passenger registration form via the MCIAA's website. If you need any tutorial for the Mactan Cebu International Airport registration form, we have a tutorial on that. I will leave the link in the description box for your reference. Number 2, undergo an RT-PCR test upon their arrival at the airport to be administered by the Department of Health free of charge. So upon arrival at the airport, you will have to undergo an RT-PCR test. This is free of charge. You won't be charged anymore. Unlike before, if you land in Cebu, you will be charged for 4,900 pesos for RT-PCR test. This time, this will be effective March 31 of 2021. The RT-PCR test that will be done upon arrival for OFWs and non-OFWs are free of charge and will be administered by the Department of Health. And number 3, secure a pre-book hotel room where they will be staying while waiting for the RT-PCR test result. So the mandatory arrival protocol before is you have to pre-book at least 6 nights or 7 days for an accredited hotel for quarantine. This time, if you land in Cebu or if you are entering Cebu coming from abroad, especially if you are an OFW and non-OFW, you only have to pre-book a hotel and stay there while you are waiting for your RT-PCR test result. You will no longer be staying there for 6 nights or 7 days because before you won't be swab test until the 6th day after you arrived in the Philippines. With Cebu, they are defining that protocol and you will be swabbed upon arrival and just stay at the hotel while you are waiting for your swab test result. It looks like Cebu province is doing what was imposed before they implemented the 6 nights or 7 days mandatory stay in a hotel for quarantine. This time, they are bringing back the protocol that you only stay at the hotel while you are waiting for your swab test result. Upon release of a negative RT-PCR test result, they shall be allowed to go home. No other requirement shall be imposed by their local government unit of destination under the Cebu province in this regard. Should the RT-PCR test result turns out positive, the DOH health protocols for the treatment of COVID-19 positive individuals shall be followed. So clearly, after you have received your RT-PCR test result and it's negative, you will be sent home. So clearly, as soon as you receive your RT-PCR test result and it's negative, you will be sent home. It states that no other requirements shall be imposed by their local government unit of destination under Cebu province. So please take note, if your final destination is not within Cebu province, you will still have to coordinate with your LGU because they have their own respective protocols on returning overseas Filipinos or overseas Filipino workers. But if your final destination is within Cebu province, you no longer be quarantined in your final destination. So I hope we are clear on that. Only those with final destination within Cebu province no longer require a quarantine. But if your final destination is outside Cebu province, for example, your final destination is in Cagayan or in General Santos City or in Davao, you need to coordinate with your final destination's local government unit because they have their own arrival protocols for overseas Filipino workers or OFWs or non-overseas Filipino workers. The governor, after consultations with the officials of Department of Tourism, Department of Health, Department of Interior and Local Government, Bureau of Quarantine, Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, MCIAA GMR, Megawide Airport Corporation, airline companies, and the Hotel, Resort, and Restaurant Association of Cebu issued the order to ease the heavy financial burden on the returning non-OFW and the finances of OWA. All I can say to this executive order signed by the Governor of Cebu that will take effect on March 31 of 2021, sana all. So this is really good news to all our kababayans who are overseas Filipino workers or OFW and non-OFWs entering Cebu province starting March 31 of 2021. These are the new arrival protocols entering Cebu province coming from abroad. You will no longer have to undergo 7 days mandatory quarantine in a hotel facility. You will only have to stay in a hotel while you are waiting for your RT-PCR test result. And when your result turns out negative, you will be sent home. So kudos to the government of Cebu City for initiating these arrival protocols, especially to our kababayans who are OFWs and non-OFWs, to ease the heavy financial burden to all non-OFWs and the finances of the OWA for the OFWs. But I wanted to reiterate, this is only inbound passengers to all OFWs and non-OFWs entering Cebu province, meaning your flight has to be direct to Cebu City. For example, if you are coming from the US, layover in Korea, from Korea should be a direct flight to Cebu. This is not applicable if you have a layover in Manila because if you land in Manila, you have to undergo the mandatory 6 nights or 7 days hotel quarantine and will be swabbed on the 6th day after you arrive in the Philippines. So I wanted to clear that out. This should be a direct flight to Cebu without a stopover in Manila. So kudos to the government of Cebu City for initiating this new protocol for arriving OFWs and non-OFWs in Cebu province starting March 31 of 2021. Thank you so much guys for watching. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family whom you know that can use this video as reference. If you are new to our channel, welcome. We do travel updates, and if you are not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be notified on updates like this. And to our subscribers and new subscribers, thank you so much for the continued support and trust to our channel, the Eaton Squad. I hope to see you guys on our next travel update. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. Bye.